It's kind of cool. Make the house get a little cool. Let me close the windows up. Did you bring this up here last night when you were asleep? You like retarded, man. I got a vacuum, bro. Stop looking at my feet. I can see you, bro. You're funny. Got a lot of stuff to do today. On a Sunday, ain't that something? Like Sunday is some different great martial day. Not too much of that. This is my bed, F.A. F.A., this is my bed, eh? So bug out, bro. That was a dead mouse or some shit. What the fuck? We don't have mice up here. Why you gotta say, what's this? What's up? What's up? What's up, cuz? What's up? What's up, cuz? Don't worry about that. Why you get down like that, bro? Correct. Correct. Very correct. Very true. Here he is. Okay. Okay.
Full show. Get the word.
Okay, that's the one. Alright, so that's one. I really don't feel like doing this stuff, man. Yeah, brother, I'm gonna check all y'all later, bro. I'm live. I'm trying to find it. find it, bro. What? What is it? You okay? It's there? What do you think? I'm gonna close the window because it's getting cool. Do you agree? What do you think? Should I close the window? A little too cool? Yeah? Oh, why are you stepping on the screen, bro? I'll put it down. I gotta find something, all right? I can't find it. I don't know. Shit happens. All right, you know what? I can't find it. Man. It's a shame. I can't find it. No. I don't like being on all these different sites. Come on. Who's the idiot? You know what? He'll reply. When he replies, then I'll go ahead and I'll address it. Oh, okay. Wow. People are kind of slow. I don't mean that in a bad way. People are kind of slow. I did this post about. It's kind of funny. I did a post. November 24th. I did a post on November 24th, and it's pretty funny. First of all, halito everybody, our grand rising, grand awakening, grand elevations. That's what we seek. Good morning, because a lot of us are sadly in mourning, not to defer. Shalom, salam alaikum, you know, all the greetings. Buenos dias. I did this November 24th, and it's rap rats. It's not my work. It's not my original. Yet, a lot of people have heard me say, you got me, you know what I mean? Numerous times. It's played repeatedly, and it's been adapted. And I told people, look, it's not mine. It belongs to, you know, and I says you can go and find them on TikTok. And accounts reached over 200,050. This is funny. And right now, besides the 212,991 plays. Dude, this is crazy. And almost over 9,500 likes. And it has been re-subjugated 114 to 200 times. Right now, one of the highest, and Instagram doesn't want me to be able to monetize my channel, regardless of what I'm doing. And it's not because of the numbers of those who are following me. People are following me all the time. I don't want followers. I don't want to monetize. But they act as if that is my go-to. I'm not here or there for any of that. There are people who want to make a living like that. And the dollar is pretty much, I don't like to use scare tactics. We have enough of that going on from certain parties within certain organizations. It's dead. It's been dead for a long time, since Nixon. As I stated, in the last 12 months, over 40% of the printed paper and ink we have printed more money in the last 12 months than in 270 years. 175 to be correct. We can go back a little further than that. In 12 months, 40% more money printed. and you can see everything that's going on there. Now, I am not here to talk conspiracies and all the other stuff. I don't think that's a necessity when you're reading for people to elevate or come into the knowledge of knowing of certain things. As I stated before, I can act like everybody else and throw hissy fits and all that kind of stuff. I don't find the need to. We know that Mike Poole and a couple other individuals, these young individuals, are sitting out there with their fake history and everything else. And I am not big on Kanye, not because of he's looked at as a celebrity, but because he has been groomed by a system perpetuated by whether his parents as well. Now, is he a ploy? Is he a puppet? I don't care. I know that throughout all this, there are more things going on in this world that any of us can even imagine. Because you don't know it doesn't mean that it lacks luster or it's not factual. But when we don't know, I don't think it's candid that we speak on it unless we're doing it we're holding court to talk about the possibilities of different narratives. One fact that is solid: if you pick up any of these books, the Torah, the Quran, 3rd edition, original King James Bible, I think it's 2nd, with revisions to certain parts, because Enoch is talked about highly in this one. I have a very, very old one, y'all. Very, very, very. It's older than me. 2 times older than me, people. How did I come by it? Well, I'm not going to show you the one that's got the family tree in it. That's a big white one. Very big. If you know where the Ashkenaz come from, then you know that they're Gentiles. Bottom line. If you're out here teaching people to gather tithes and you're not of the Levitical, that tribe, that's for that, and it's not based upon a dollar or a coin, because you render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. For those who are vernacular in the readings, you know, there's a video going around right now about this guy with his wife, who he's supposed to be married to, good Christian wife, who is with her family, and she goes against her husband, who put by accident $100 in the tithing jar when he gets $20 every week, which tithing is not about 10% of your total earnings. It is about what we accrue as a tribe, a clan, a village. And we take that 10% because there were the starving times, the dry times. There are all those who may have to utilize it. So we would give 10% knowing that we had more than enough based upon a true diet. Had nothing to do with the perversion of what we see now. So to eloquently put it, who created tithing? Well, who created the theologian schools, who assert themselves when you know how it is, where they state you gain power, and the last thing you want to do is lose it. Now, I don't want to give strength, because whenever we speak these words, we give strength to things that matter not to any of us. I figured today, because I was blocked, because a lot of y'all know I have a Spanish bloodline as well, and I am tired of the Spaniards, those who are consider themselves Spaniards, who want to run around and play this game of mitch and match. I'm sorry, Haiti, and I've studied this Library of Congress all over Europe, everywhere I've been where history is real. Haiti's defended the Dominicans, who were their brothers, and Dominican Republic didn't exist until when? It's fairly new, with orphans from here. It amazes me. And I spoke on something that's based on the truth. I got a 72-year-old Dominican man who he's probably watching now, and I love you, Hernandez. I love you, brother. Right here, lives down the street, and he was like one of the ones going, "What happened?" He said, "I was waiting for your read," and I says, "Well, you don't have to comment." He doesn't really type in all his cataracts. But he watches, and he says, "Man, you told the truth." I says, "Man, the women." He says, "I married a Navajo, and now I'm married to a sister." He's married to a sister here, He doesn't believe in the word black. He doesn't believe in crayon constructs. He's 72 years old, people. I want to bring him on downstairs and do a kind of professional with one of my mics I have and the little poles. I have all that nonsense. I just feel like I want to be homely. And so somebody reported it, and it had to be somebody who doesn't know better. It's what we deal with. And I went ahead and I says, let me deal with this differently from how I usually do it. And I went ahead and I appealed it, because I said, what I'm stating is based on our family. My family, I look at people, and regardless of being of what you want to consider Ananiawea, principal people, and of the Anawa tribe, which is that part of my mom's side in Dutch. And then my father's Chickasaw, and there's Chinese on my mom's side too, the Ings, going back to the 18th century. And on my father, Chickasaw and Spanish. And we're talking about of the shotgun, and people don't know the breakup, Albert Pike and a lot of other things. And it wasn't really a breakup. It was more of a maneuvering, which fell through. You know, you have people dying, whether floods, destruction, whatever, however it may be. I wasn't there. I can't analyze that to antiquate and be PC correct about it, politically correct about it. I just know that it was a lot of bad dealings and going on. And all the way from my four-time great-grandmother, Lily Hooton, and James Henry Hooton, where I get my name James from, who are Chickasaw, on the Trail of Tears in 1839, to the time they went back up north with the Narragansett and a few other tribes in New Jersey and everywhere else. And my father's side kind of made my mother's side POWs because they sided with a foreign enemy. Well, whether you want to call them Moors, murder schools, or whatever. And they already had admonishment and hatred for the Spaniards, and they didn't know who was who. They just knew that from original history, it was not what they were dealing with right now. And the wars, one what you think it was, people. It's not Hollywood. It's not that place with the land at the end they used to have. I can't mention that word because I can't give it no more strength. Everything they have dialectically collaborated and created is not based upon facts. So I don't want to be all caught up in that conundrum of regardless of what I've learned. My great uncles or anyone for that matter. The fact is, a healing has to happen, and it's not going to happen. When I said I'm worse than Charleston White, I mean in many different ways. I can be very analytical, political. I can be very any of those things, and it's not no tooting horn. I don't have no ego to sway a rub. I just don't. I don't have no feelings in that department, none at all. So, but there are ways that we can convey something or converse about a topic that's not based upon narcissism or the hypocrisy of it all. A lot of my younger generation, I would say 20, 30 years my junior, a lot of y'all really don't know nothing. And for those who have learned and paid attention, kudos, you will learn and know more than I will ever. It doesn't matter what you may think, all right? Let's put that aside. I respect my brother Jah Brickz, TRU HERU, who's putting into music, and so many others, Magv Productions. The songs that the people are sitting there and they're allowing their juices to flow, their energy to not expire, but to inspire. I mean, you cannot shut down something that is not a movement, but actually based upon the energy of life. I will continue to read. If you want to see me as a diplomat, because I used to go to the UN or whatever, so be it. I'll be a diplomat for historical references and sources and my input as I read, as I insert different diatribes based on my travels, as I stated before. If I find that there's an issue going on and I believe there's a way to mediate it, because there's a lot of pain and suffering and a lot of bad things going on, people. I don't have to have this veneration. I don't have to venerate hate and all this discontent for it, as I did before. And that was only to bring people in. It's enough there. The acts exist. It's there. So I will speak on subject matters in a way I believe that you can see it as philosophical, and it's not. That may be able to lighten the moment. I can't, and I'm not for everyone. I can't extinguish or be relevant to everyone. When I stated the 10%, I wasn't saying that because it was a hypothesis. You know, it wasn't something I came up with. That's based upon facts. 10% of you, and it pains me. I mean, anything can happen. So I mean, Snopes could say, Mr. Branch, that is not correct. And I would be like, well, you're probably correct. But in the facsimiles of what I'm dealing with, and my knowledge, and the sociology, or the diaspora of the social economic status, this, that, and all these things that ponder sociology, as far as those who study that, and we've accepted a relevant part that we play in that, I believe 10% of you will actually ascertain, attain, and benefit something from that. As far as everyone else, there's nothing I can say. First of all, if you're going to talk about who's who or who's what, and there's literature out here, I can take this rendition, I can take the Torah of old and today and show you how they have made conflicted statements in every one of them. Whether it be one individual or a family member being 22 or 45, or one being 300 and then later being 125, the conflicting stories are attributed to the fact that there's nothing new under the sun. Our mother is it's about nurturing. There are those who would antiquate themselves with our mother to nurture, but they're not, because they don't have the cholesterol. They don't have the how should I put it? The devices to nourish. They don't have the basic instructions of order that are natural to that. They have usurped everything to make it's like malpractice, y'all. Not to be all speaking every energy to the negative, to the jana, to the bad. There's a facsimile out here that is a broken conscript, and either you know what it is, or you parlaying, you hold court with it. Nothing new under the sun. It means exactly that. Everything is twisted, and I'm going to state that always. Everything is backwards and reversed, upside down and inverted. It doesn't matter how it's mitigated or played out. You know, I was talking on the phone yesterday with a younger brother, and pale skin, and he wanted to act like he was in control, and I had to let him know, no, you're controlled opposition. That means you're in a position, you're given a job, you relinquish yourself to that job, so you are servitude. I have no contract with you, no contract whatsoever, and mine would be in blood, and it is not there, nor is it verbal. And if it was verbal, it would be under not the guise of a false paper and pen, which means nothing, but under the guise of women behind me and men standing beside me, to know that this contract is valid. So any contract you make any out there, and this, I have to put this out there, it's based upon facts. If you come from a tribe and a clan, we are all tribe. We don't have to have a name for our tribe. We are tribal members. My brother Mike Spivey brought up a very good post. And I remember, and we think about George in the jungle, right? And we think swinging through the trees in the Amazon. They want you to believe it's African. No. It was Amazon here. America was once part of the Amazon. And with great cities, and we even roped off trees that were in circumference about 3 city blocks. Oh, it's a fact. Long destroyed. The old cypresses, the grand cypresses that reached into our heavens abundantly, and multiple fruits. This is a reality. I remember reading in the Library of Congress, you know, you get your reading card, you do the little transition with your ID and all that. And there were trees when they had arrived here that they had new not. And the abundance was amazing. But there was already a decline. You know, so many that were destroyed. Like my Uncle Tanny, my great Uncle Tanny says, when we fought people 2 times. He was 6 foot something. He said we fought people 2-3 times taller than us, giants. By the nomenclature, as we know, giants have another name, right? So for me to have that and discuss that, I got quiet in school because it would get a lot of fights, and teachers would look at me like I was crazy, and Miss Winston would whoop me, and and other teachers paddle me, and you learn to be quiet. That is something, the first part of why a lot of people don't know a lot of truths. Now, what is the truth? Well, the truth is what you determine it to be. Nobody else determines it for you, because if one person or one individual or one entity believes they're in control of the other, then we are truly a doomed and lost people. I love this right here. I'm gonna read this. It's early. I'm gonna come back on around 12 o'clock and do our first reading. Okay. I might read a little bit of the Book of the 5 Rings for you though. But somebody asked me something. They said they saw a post. I didn't see the post. And it says, James, what do you think about the language that we have? And he pointed out a couple of things. He couldn't remember everything. I said, well, you should have saved it. So anyway, I remember James Baldwin made a comment about roadways and parkways, and I says it's funny. I says, well, parks, you park on driveways, right? Pull up in the driveway and park. Driveway, and then you drive on parkways to park, the way of parking, and then boxing rings are squares. There's no egg in eggplant. And some people would say in other countries that when you look down, the eggplant's growing. I grew eggplants. It looks like, no, it looks like a little ball. It doesn't look like an egg. And more so, it looks like a cashew. So stop. So houses burn up instead of burning down. That house burned down over there. Actually, it's burning the hell up. Now, the complete story is just like aerosol spraying. The act is to commit and leave chemical trails if they're chemical, because they might be depleted, well, metals of different sorts. There's no pine in apple, no, there's no pine or apple in pineapple. Some people will say, like I've been to Germany a number of times. There's no ham in burger. And where does Burgermeister, what does that have to do with the original melanated people, which people acclimated me to be from my Dutch side, the Burgermeister, because of my beard and my high cheekbones and where I, always laugh with a deep, deep voice. And it says, if you grew in Germany, if I grew up there, I'd have been considered a Burgermeister. And I was like, and I found it very, very, very funny. And it has nothing to do with a cow being ground up, patted off, survival food. And it was actually baked like a loaf or something like that, if I remember right. I forget. Anyway, a meatloaf. That is more or less what it is. There's no ham, and to be a burger, that doesn't mean cylindrical or round. I'm just saying, people, coconuts are, though they grow on trees, are not nuts. They are fruit. I wrote down a couple. Oh, here goes one. Greenland is ice, and Iceland is green. The language, the American, this so-called language is not. This is this language is foul, people. Let me see. Packages in a vehicle, whether air or ground, is called a cargo, and if delivered, a shipment. A cargo, a shipment, whether in vehicle of air or on road, even at sea. And you would say, what's a cargo? Well, what are cargo nets? What does it have to do with the sea? The language, look, either you're going to get it or you're not. We walk on runways and we run on sidewalks. Some people say, okay, I walk on a sidewalk. Well, what's side and walk? I mean, quicksand, but it takes you down slowly, like tar pits. I can go on and on and on, and I have tons written down that I think you guys are getting the gist of what I'm saying. We say buildings, yet they are already built. What were the words prior to that? What were the languages we utilized prior to these things that we have this conviction that we made no contract with? I'm just only asking because it's for learning. This is for us to grow. This is for us to ascend. And it doesn't mean outside of ourselves. It doesn't mean all up in there. To literally self-invoke. You know what invoke is, right? Let me go and pull it up for you. So I want us to be able to use this thing, because we don't have to say, like right now when I'm talking, there's probably about 8 words I can use. And I'm using a plethora. And it can be very dynamic to intrusion or confliction. And that's not what I want to do. So invoke, right? Or to invoke. I'm doing this because I know that when I read and I insert things that it can be confusing. I'm not saying that all are confused, you're confused, or anything. I am just saying that it can be, because I've had people, and I've read your comments. I haven't liked on all of them. It's not because I didn't like on them. I just, let me pull it up again. It actually wiped it away. I'm going to pull up, I'm not going to use a synonym. I'm just going to look at what it is as far as a verb, because it is it's a conjunction to it. In and voke. To voke and in. And we'll look at those two. And so a definition is cite or appeal. So to cite something or to appeal to someone or something. Because you know, to invoke a spirit, something. To invoke the senses for someone as an authority for an action or in support of an argument. An action or an argument. The antiquated defense of insanity is rarely invoked today. That means brought up. That means it's not utilized. So to voke. I find it very important that we do this. And then we'll look at in. An anonym definition, voke. It can mean as an organization or something, as like an acronym. Not just an acronym. So, excuse me. Voke is a feminine and masculine name for the female. Voke can come across as mean, but she's really the loveliest girl out there. Now, that's the Urban Dictionary. Voke. Okay? Acronym definition. What is the meaning of vote? Virginia Organization of Educators. I'm not making this up, people. And we're going to go to the Wikipedia and look at the noun edit as far as the etymology 1, 2, or Norwegian Norse. No, you do that. You looked it up. I'm not going to do all that. We have voke in meaning in Hindi, Amasa, Malaysian, Kannada, Telugu, Urdu, Tamil, Bengali. It can actually, in the definitions, list phrases that spell out voke. It's general and art. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff here, people. It's used in pro-voke. What is pro? To and is towards or to or for, right? Voke, and we already clarified what the word voke alludes to. It's either to feminine or masculine. So invoke, meaning to. Let's pull up in. I got to do this, people. Whee. We're not going to, in different languages, it means something. Here, in, expressing the situation of something that is or appears to be enclosed or surrounded by something else. Dressed in their Sunday best, expressed. And look, these are similar as far as the preposition of an adverb. Okay? During, in the course of, in the time of, over and in over there, you know, expressing a period of time during which an event takes place or a situation remains the case. They met in, you know, expressing something based upon a time. And as an adverb, inside, indoors, within. As an adjective, present, home, at home, inside, you know, the particulars of it, the completed act. Informal, that means fashionable, in fashion, in vogue, vanquish, or vanquish, stylish. That means presented to be or extinguished, and you know what I'm saying. And it goes on, and it can be informal as well. So, in vogue. Vogue is a feminine and masculine name. Name, vogue. Let's go ahead and pull it up in English, so that way we have a little more clarity. Voke, envelop, or envelope. How do you want to put it? Invoke, female, masculine, male, feminine, to wrap, bring in, around. You can't make this stuff, people. All right. So again, I want y'all to look at everything that every word out here, and everything that when we speak, we really only need a few words. So I choose that word because I choose not to say the Holly word, because I don't want to invoke any more energy in that direction. I don't want to give it credence. I don't want it to mean anything other than the story of its origin, and which is based on some weird mysticism, which I don't even really believe, other than the fact that that's what they believe, to which I don't care. We know that. Is it a fact or not? I'm not here to make y'all believe anything. I know that a lot of things happening there. When I think about Tim Pool and these other individuals speaking about who's Jew or Jewish or whatever, the dynamics between that is a lot of these people are coming fourth generation children of orphans who don't know real history, and they've acclimated and been given what it was designed or meant for them to give in after the mudslide. That is real. That is factual. That's library. The history's all over. So there's nothing to fact check. I'm not here to create what has already been created for the purpose of the enemies of life doing what they're doing, and everybody running around playing their part, willingly or unwillingly. So I'm going to continue to read, and I will speak on certain matters, because most of these people who have a platform with people following, listening, are also of the same condiment. Ketchup and mustard, mayo, pickles. I mean, for real. Salt and pepper. Listen. And they believe in what people are selling. And I will do my part over here to continue to read and express the best way I can, whether it's seen philosophically or not, with the sources or the tools that are provided to all of them. And if they choose to ignore those, then everything they're doing is just, remember I said I used to be like this, and I'd be driving y'all, get y'all all riled up and something. That doesn't mean nothing. When the references or sources that you allude to, you want to even take those, and the hypocrisy, the big hypocrisy, the giant rat in the room, the hypocrisy of that all is that people will take something right in front of them and mitigate a false return based on their interpretation. And then the funny part about this other individual, I'm not even going to say his name. I hope he comes over to watch the video. He has the nerves to talk about liberals. Excuse me. Well, if you're going to be talking against Kanye and they say that Native Americans aren't us, and African, and using black terms, and you look like you're about 25 years wet, and you might be in your 30s regardless, you lack knowledge and truth. You lack any possible, regardless of what you may be attempting to stir, which is, there's nothing to stir, because there are too many of us who are in the knowledge of the knowing. And the fact is, you are just like another escargot, another removed from the shell and then cooked until it is ready to be plated, with breadfruit or whatever. Escargot, for those who like to enjoy eating that. That's what you are. Slimy. You have no shell, no covering. And you're like so many others that people are too willing to poke a hole in and bring up to the surface and just to eat. And I'm not going to partake in that. I'd rather you to be an advocate, to be actually educated and truth, and know that Native Americans, and whether it be in Sweden, Denmark, and everywhere else here in America, it's well known that the so-called Native Americans, if you're born here, you're Native American. But American doesn't apply to any of you. The Maru people are not you. And so-called Native Americans today, they are not the original people of this land. And that's a fact. So you can go to your Lucifer or whatever it is you believe and you worship in secret or whatever in your piety. As Frederick Douglass said, Christianity is not the religion of this land, because the religion of this land is not even a name. It is order. It is a righteous body of people to which y'all do not embody. You are not ready for this conversation. You do not want the smoke. You are not ready, or nor are you, or wherever you be, an ember for the flames that roar in truth. There is no platform, no organizations, no corporation that can ever extinguish that. So mind your manners. If you come and watch this video, my young little Padawans. Well, I don't think the Anakin would work with y'all, but you know what I mean. And for you brothers still sitting there talking about the Anunnaki are gods in the sky, have about 24 seats. We're not going to say 21. We're not going to give you the benefit of 3 sevens. We're not going to keep you in the ethers of those in gematria either. We're not going to allow you to permeate your stench. Stop. You're just a run-of-the-mill, the same groomed individuals, and then many melanated orphans as well, but the majority were pale. Because the Dianetic was when so many of our people died. Those individuals of another source wanted to do what they do and what they've been doing. And I keep telling you that we must stop. All the earth, I wouldn't care if you was a lizard, if you was a giant or whatever, we're all family. Just look different. And that's been hidden from most of our people, as in other lands. The problem is, we're not all blood related. And why I say that's a problem? Because most people won't see that. Most people will not understand that. And therefore, that's a problem. And until somebody can break that down officially, I'm not here for that, I'm going to read, then it's going to remain a problem. I hope that makes sense for everybody. I'm going to get off of here and eat my strawberries and my dark chocolate, and then drink some water and sit back and relax and make sure my bearings together before I go into this reading. I'm not here to dismiss. I am here to say there's a lot of people who are expressing things unharmoniously, who don't want unification. They want the lies to permeate, and they want to be they want to be stated and stuck in those lies. It's not going to happen. YouTube staff, I appreciate you taking the time to listen and see that all was well meant. I have a way of reaching out to get certain individuals in here. I don't care if it's to make them angered or they believe. It is to get them in here, and then we can start hashing through, shaking the tear from the wheat. I appreciate everybody coming over and watching. I wish more people had the inclination to come over, because it would be very beneficial. So, ladies, gents, I'm going to shout out everybody and shut it down. Share it. Make sure the notification bell's on. It does roll out, so that means that bell will be there, but it won't. The notification, for some reason, will be what they call blind over. Just make sure that you tap it and hit that like. Have it subscribe. It's a lot of stuff to discuss. I'm still going to do bushcrafting. I'm just taking my time now. I'm becoming the benefactor of walking this tightrope and doing it in a way I believe that would be more beneficial for you, because I have my knowledge. I'm just willing to share what little bit I know. All right, let's see who came in. Shelly from the log. Hi, how are you? Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, Alexander, man. And there's no Hannibal to betray him. Rondo, what's going on? Grand Elevation, Citinelli, what's going on? And besides that, Wado, everybody, Wado. Marcus, what's going on, family? Good to see you, fam. I'm surprised Mama Red and them. I know it's a Sunday. I hope they haven't taken them little selves to church, but if they have, I hope they implicate themselves willfully and lovingly. You know how I feel about that stuff, right? All right, we're going to keep that on the down low. But anyway, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Give it around about like 12 o'clock. I'll come on in and we'll get the readings. I was going to read a little bit of Miyamoto Musashi. I was actually going to start utilizing, because I read these. I read, like, before I get off, I read like about 4 chapters last night before I fell asleep, and I read along with that Confucianism. All the years of martial arts allowed me to step into that realm, but then traveling to the Shaolin temples, meeting the brother that came to New York and established the Shaolin temple there. Brother loves us, and I love them. Learning from one of the fifth great grandsons of one of the actual original Shaolin monks, and even he fell in love with me because I thought the Shaolin monks were like me, Negroes, and he would sit there and he'd go, "Well, we actually are. But something happened." I says, "I know." And this was back when I was in the military. Grandmaster Cam Lee out of Miami. He's in his 80s now. 5 Essential Kung Fu and Chin Style, Tai Chi Chuan, and Qigong. And I used to do the cultural fairs for him in Jacksonville, Florida. Do the lion dance and do his forms, whether it be combat or exercise. And I did them for a few years. And Confucian, Taoism, Buddhism, it's all magnificent if you want to gain understanding of breathing. And I'm talking about internal breathing. Whether you want to call it chi, chakras, there are so many names for the luminary truth of who we are and what we're capable of. So I'm going to expand on those with respect to those. Never to disavow or disrespect that which. How could I do that if I don't know everything about it? Again, like I said, we're not religious people. We're the source where religion comes from. That's a fact. The fact that the matter as to why we carry on and act the way we do, well, you should already know that. I'm not here for that politically incorrect or that politicking. I'm not into PC. I really am not. So I will read, and when we cross those lines, they'll be part of the staple as far as the diet. I will include. Maybe we could take this and we can share it with the children, and we can better their lives. You dig? So I appreciate everybody coming in, and 12 o'clock. Be back. Bring some people. I sit them down in front of the TV. Going to read. We're going to read and read. We got some making up to do for yesterday. My apologies. I never thought that would happen, but it happened. And we'll just keep it moving forward from there. Like I said, I got another tent. And last time I recorded it, I don't know what happened, because Alexander likes to play around with tripods, even the little octopus one. I have to go to Walmart today and buy another one. I pick up some more treats. And I was doing angles with the Bluetooth to dice it up on my laptop with the card, and edit, which is some work anyway, and show y'all. And then I think all I got was when it was built and me going inside and showing you all the different pockets and stuff that could be added and all that. And I actually did set up the tent, that one right there, and I stayed the night out there, and it came early in the morning and had my hot tea, and then I came on and read, and I think that's when we had that little. I didn't record none of that. I didn't want to have the lights with the people over here, partying, my Latin brothers over here who are having a good time working or whatever. So I was pretty much incognito. If anybody was walking by, I would make sounds, and they go, "Oh, my tent," you know what I mean? And so I'll make sure that I go somewhere where I can set it up. There's places where I can actually pay $25 for like a few days, whatever, and he's good to go. My neighbors, I can't go into that, but go out there and just like camp for like 2 or 3 days, show you the meals that I prepare and how to eat, whether it be 1 or 2 smaller hikes where I like to go up to and let you see these little things. No, that would be an upload. I will not do that live. Okay, so when we cross that, and I'm going to, if you have children who want a hobby, drawing, whatever, I'm going to be doing little things where I build model cars. I've been finding them for cheap, and I actually reached out to Rebel and Monogram and AMT because I've been doing this all my life, to see if they can get the sponsor, and if I could do that 2 a week or something like that, I think they'll start sending me to review models, and I can let you know which one is, because I mean, for those of you who remember, I showed you some of the models I built, slot car models as well, putting them together. I love doing that stuff. And that's just another platform besides the other things I've discussed. But reading right now is to go to, and the bushcraft part, I'll upload videos, I have them. We're gonna kind of like, I have plenty of these. I think it's better for you to go off and get the training by those who are licensed to make sure that you are well disciplined and safe. There are still a lot of accidents happening, and we have a consortium of individuals and sources that are attempting to remove that for whatever reason. I'm going to respect the time right now as far as the 2A community, and I'm not going to be on that, even though I'm force retired military, and discipline is very important, and the knowledge and everything else. I think there's many people doing that, so I'm gonna keep with nurturing you here, so you can be better here, and you can follow and let your gut speak a little more for you, and give you a little entertainment as far as, you know, maybe you want to go out and hike or camp, regardless of what all that's going on, just to have a little place to have a little clarity and a clear mind, even in the winter times. You'd be surprised. Instead of wasting your monetary gains, we need to be able to enjoy ourselves even in these times. Okay, people, I want you to know that. Everybody might interpret things different and feel different. I can dig it. I can empathize with that. All right, so with that being said, I'll see y'all later. All right, deuces.